Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us for this very special session on building best in class risk products at American Express. My name is Neeraj Monga, and I'm currently managing the responsibilities of Vice President for Risk Products and Data Strategy in American Express. I joined the organization in 2012 and have been fortunate enough to be a part of six different teams. I've had immense learning opportunities throughout my career with American Express while working with brilliant colleagues from diverse backgrounds. Every day is a new learning day for us in American Express as there are very interesting data and engineering problems to solve within the organization. Founded in 1850, American Express has transformed from being an express delivery service company to a premium payments and lifestyle brand powered by technology. In fact, we recently celebrated our 175th anniversary on 18th of March this year. Every year, American Express manages more than $1.5 trillion worth of billed business for its card members with 100 million merchant locations on the global network, over 100 countries and territories. We seek to provide world's best customer experience to more than 140 million card members. We're a global organization with 75,000 colleagues across 55 office locations and a very healthy annual revenue of $65 billion. We are proud to be ranked number 4 on Fortune 2025 list of best companies to work for and number 10 on world's most admired companies. Within India, American Express has more than 21,000 talented colleagues across multiple business units, including credit and fraud risk, technology, finance, consumer, commercial, merchant services, enterprise data and digital services, and few others. These business units work together to drive growth for the company using cutting edge technologies. Today, we're going to focus more on credit and fraud risk organization. We talked about $1.5 trillion worth of build business on American Express every year. That translates into billions of transactions every year. For us, these are not just the transactions. For us, these are billions of customer experiences. And each of the customer experience matters. Imagine you have gone for a fine dining dinner with your family and friends and the transaction gets declined. Imagine you're dealing with a medical emergency, unfortunately, and your transaction at the hospital gets declined. On the other hand, imagine some fraudster takes over your account, tries a $5,000 transaction, and it gets approved. There's very, very little margin of error in everything that we do. Whenever you swipe your card or tap your card or do an online transaction, usually within a few seconds, you get to see whether the transaction is approved or declined. However, most of the time during this transaction is the network time. When one machine is talking to the other machine and the other machine is talking to other machine, finally, when the authorization request reaches American Express, it comes to a system called CAS, Credit Authorization System. For every incoming transaction, our world class systems analyze more than 12,000 variables, executes thousands of business rules and multiple machine learning models, and immediately takes decision whether the transaction should be declined or approved. All of this magic happens within a few milliseconds for millions and millions of transactions every day. Similarly, when a prospect or an existing customer applies for a new card on our website or through other channels, our world class systems perform internal matching to see any past delinquent behavior, real time calls credit bureaus to understand the overall health of the applicant, executes advanced machine learning models and thousands of business rules, and takes decision on whether the application should be approved or declined. Again, all of this magic happens within a few seconds for tens of thousands of applications every day. Again, these are not only applications, these are customer experiences. These are people who might be in the urgent need of a credit, and any incorrect decision that we take would directly impact tens of thousands of lives every day. Decisions on these billions of transactions and millions of applications is based on the gold mine of internal data and external data that enables us to take best in class risk decisions. There is a very large and complex data landscape within American Express with more than 1,300 tables, more than 200 applications, more than 350 models, more than 50 external data providers, more than 50 non modeling tools, and more than 150 external data feeds. Over time, we have developed highly sophisticated data platforms that enable us to build scalable solutions to drive business growth. Using this wealth of data and cutting edge technologies, American Express has developed very robust risk products that enable us to maintain industry best credit and fraud metrics. And yes, we do lead by a huge margin as compared to the competition. Building blocks to these risk products are data engineering, product mindset, low code, no code tools, agile operating model, AI and machine learning models, and data governance. Let's briefly touch upon each of these. We use more than 700 systems of record and tens of thousands of variables for taking credit and fraud risk decisions across entire customer lifecycle from onboarding to authorization to customer management to corrections. It makes it highly complex to use this wide variety of internal and external data because there are multiple systems and sources, internal and external. The data formats are not standardized across these diverse and inconsistent data sources. Hence, we have developed highly sophisticated, organized data layers that provide standardized data variables with strong governance and high efficiency. These ODLs act as a single version of truth for the entire organization for production and analytical use cases, including risk strategies, models, senior leadership, MIS, and analytics. Similarly, we have developed an engine called Third Party Data Gateway that acts as a single touch point for all real time integrations with third parties, including credit bureaus and other data providers across multiple countries. This data gateway enables more than 1 million data pulls every day to enable credit and fraud risk decisions across multiple markets, across multiple journeys. And this is done with very, very high quality standards very high scalability and reusability. Historically, we have primarily developed our capabilities on prem. However, there is an urgent need to provide scalability and agility with fast paced changes in the technology landscape. For instance, there is a time lag between us receiving the data from the bureau in a batch process and to the time we enable that data in the decision engines for real time decisioning. We're targeting to significantly reduce this lag with public cloud transformation for selected use cases. Early results of this public cloud adoption are very promising. For some of the highly complex batch processes, we are observing up to 90% reduction in cycle time on public cloud as compared to the on prem setup. This would help in significant business benefits with incremental loss savings, effective model scoring, timely fraud detection, and timely business insights for the senior leadership. Be it data platforms or decision engines or massive data lakes, we manage everything with a product mindset. First, we push ourselves very hard to understand the why behind the project. Why do we need this requirement to be in place? Why are we prioritizing this over other projects? We keep our users first and foremost in everything that we do. And yes, we do focus on the final outcome. Then we have sharp focus on the business value driven by the initiators and prioritized by the return on investment. We focus on building simple and lean solutions by breaking down complex problems into smaller logical chunks which can be solved easily. We are a global organization with customers across multiple countries. Each of the countries has its own requirements and complexities. However, we being the product team, we always strive to build global solutions which can easily be scaled across countries with minimal customizations. Last but not the least, we focus on driving agility by building robust processes which are nimble and flexible as per the dynamic business requirements. Over years, we have learned it the hard way that it's relatively easier to develop new products by using custom coding for each of these. However, it is extremely difficult to maintain these custom solutions over time. Hence, we have invested in developing in house low code, no code tools that are significantly helping in building scalable solutions. These low code, no code tools are easily portable and language agnostic. Also, these are enabling great agility with quick time to market and having lesser dependency on technology specialists. We have been working in three different operating models as per the complexity of the projects in the organization. Program increment as per the scale agile framework, continuous delivery operating model, and fast track operating model. We have been successfully delivering critical projects using program increment in the organization, where multiple teams need to come together to launch massively complex projects using multiple release trains. Additionally, we have operating models of continuous delivery and fast track, which are used to deliver on the journeys which have reached steady state and require relatively small scale changes. These continuous delivery and fast track are highly efficient in supporting business requirements, which require quick turnaround time and speed to market, especially in the scenarios when the macroeconomic conditions are dynamically changing. American Express has been one of the pioneers of using AI and machine learning in payments industry. Using the power of advanced analytics, rich data sources, cutting edge technologies, we have developed highly sophisticated models which are helping us in various business processes across the organization. These models are helping us in better detection of fraud cases, providing better servicing to our card members, identifying best customers to acquire during onboarding stage, reaching out to best customers for marketing, finding the best customers during the collections, and way more efficient processes for doing data anomaly detection. Over time, it became highly complex to maintain and implement these models in multiple customer journeys and have had number of challenges. Hence, we have developed an in-house product called MAS, Model as a Service. MAS is acting as a central repository of all the credit and fraud risk models. But models are deployed once using CI/CD pipeline and are utilized across multiple journeys in a standardized fashion with very low maintenance and faster turnaround time for the deployment. MAS is also helping in more optimized and automated testing using large data sets, which was extremely difficult in traditional systems. It is also helping us in reducing the manual touch points for the model implementation and helping us in significantly reducing the operational risk. Being a responsible financial services organization, data governance is foundational to everything that we do. Since we use data for the decisions of billions of transactions and millions of applications, we have very strong governance on the quality of data. Imagine a third party data provider starts sending us customer financials in cents instead of dollars. It would have severe implications on critical decisions like line assignment. To manage such risks, we have developed strong preventive and detective controls for data quality in our ecosystem. CDIT, or continuous data integrity tracking, is one of the best in class data quality products that we have developed in house. It is helping us in maintaining very high quality standards by tracking and monitoring the systems of record, organized data layers, output of risk models, and risk strategies, eventually enabling the organization in maintaining industry best credit and fraud risk metrics. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope you found this session to be relevant and engaging. Wishing you all the best in your data engineering journey.